So I'm in. Wow. So I wanted to do a little bit of a session because I think I got everything straight, and it was stressful to say the least about getting it right and getting it going. Um, yeah, so let's begin. So I'm going to do a little bit of a sketch tonight, nothing fancy, but just some sketching here. And I kind of wanted to use Procreate and kind of just do a little bit of a sketch and just try to have some fun with this. And so, yeah, that's really what I wanted to do, was just to kind of just say, hey, I wanted to see if I could get this going. Um, it was stressful to say the least, and I wasn't sure if it was working or not, um, or if I had, anything going on. Um, One of the things that I found that was really stressful, I'm setting up OBS and I pray to God it doesn't crash. I did the thing that you shouldn't do, update the software. But uh, nonetheless, one of the things that I did um, was update this, and I was just really stressing out. I'd been monkeying around because I'd had the Kung Fu um, action talk where I would say something and then 3 to 4 seconds later it would say something else. And we all know how that is weird. But I tested this and I'm a little nervous now because I wasn't sure this was even going to go on tonight. But I figured, despite technical difficulties with other things, that I would kind of go on and do this. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a sketch here to have some fun. And just for you guys to kind of see how I like to draw and do my sketches. I just finished the Fifth Element movie poster, and it sold out. I was there's my camera there. It sold out, and so I was really happy. Let's see if I can move this over a little bit. Nope, the wrong way. There you go. I was really happy that it sold out, and yeah. It was the second Bruce Willis film that I've done for the Narrow, and the first one, Die Hard, did not sell out, and I was like, "What's wrong?" It's hard to tell sometimes with these things about why they will do it or not. But, anyways, if you happen to be watching and you have questions, great. If you want to lurk, no problem. I'm not going to call anybody out. So, this is just to have fun, really. I'm gonna probably stay on just for a little bit, just to see how much I can get going on here. Hmm. And just to kind of go through that whole vintage. You remember the days when you'd have to go to a phone booth and you know make a phone call. You know those. That's kind of was kind of like thinking. I was like, oh, this would be kind of cool. Also have a solo show that I just um, got greenlit for, and I this been sticking in my mind for a bit, a hot moment to do something like that, and now I've got to go and see if I can find the models for those. So kind of do some oil paintings, not digital paintings for that, but between that and the grant that I got to start doing some plein air work for local stuff. Yeah, I'm a little bit busy, but I'm so grateful to be that busy. So I hope everybody's doing good tonight and that you're having fun. Um, it's been a while since I've been able to do a live drawing, but a session, especially Procreate. I've been really jammed up with technical difficulties, but I got a new computer, and then OBS just wanted to be a doo-doo butt, and I was just, trying to get that all set out and working. And I've been doing a lot of YouTube videos if you've been following any of those. So right now I'm just trying to clean up my lines a little bit. And last minute I was thinking, I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if I had music to play. And then I remembered YouTube even thinks that you're playing copyrighted music. They're just going to zap you. So I decided that, yeah, we're just going to keep this with me just running my mouth, because I don't want to have to get those strikes. So maybe today will be just to try and kind of like maybe get a quick sketch, and maybe do an underpainting as well. That would be optimal. So maybe some of you guys watched the Oscars. I guess they were on tonight. My care meter registered at 0. I didn't really see any movies that I was like really, I saw a couple movies. I think the only one that I can really remember seeing this year in the theaters, actually no, I didn't even see that. I don't even remember what I saw in the theaters. That's the problem. I can't tell you what I think I saw in the theaters. I'm not sure I saw much in the theaters. Yeah, I'm not sure that I saw much in the theaters, to be honest. There's just, yeah, I can't remember. I can't even remember what I saw in the theaters, which is sad. But to my credit, thanks to COVID, I developed an audio file. I became an a low budget audiophile person, and I got into stereos, and I've got what I consider a really nice stereo, and so when we play movies, they sound really good. And well, of course, we got a nice TV. Um, Nothing fancy, just but something that it was bigger than I wanted, but it was the only one that I could find that had audio inputs. So that was kind of the must have, was it had to have audio inputs, like analog and audio inputs. And this is the only one that I could find. So, and sure enough, I found it and put it in, and yeah, and it sounds great. And so I've been trying to develop a little bit more of my comic book style. And as you can see here, it's a little bit interesting. Most of the time I draw from my imagination, but for this one I wanted to kind of use a little bit of reference, but I haven't figured out how to get the web browser in to kind of share what I'm referencing on Pinterest. So that's okay. And let's see here, but yeah, I just kind of want to have a little fun, break this out, try to just have some fun with this. Feel like victory after getting that audio to finally work. It was such a pain to figure out, because I mean, I've done it before, but this time it just really unnerved me about how ridiculous. It made it hard, but I'm hoping if anybody wants to chime in and tell me that I'm actually says yes, we can hear you, that would be great. Or at least my voice and talking are the same, then that would be great. But that's okay if it's not. I'm going to give her a big belt buckle, which does not exist in the reference. There. Clean that up a little bit. And I'm going to put the phone booth in here too, so. Hmm. I don't know about you, but I definitely remember all those days where I had to make phone calls, and especially if I had to, back in the day when I'd go to the beach and then we needed to be picked up. I remember specifically having to go to the beach, to the payphone, and saying like, "Yeah, we're ready to be picked up by your parents," and it was a lot of fun when you think about it now. But back then, it was like, oh my gosh, we had to keep a quarter in our pocket. Actually, I think it was a dime back then, maybe a dime. I think slowly, not too long after, it became a quarter. But yeah, I mean, good old days. Yeah, I think I do remember vaguely that it was a dime at one time, which really is showing my age. There's not too many of them out there now. I see a couple, but I don't think there's any of them active. So I'm trying to, race against the clock to try to get a situation where I can get a model and do hopefully some photo shoot to use as reference for a painting, which I'll be sure to try to document as best as I can. There we go. We're going to try and clean that up a little bit. There we go. So I've been trying to use Photoshop a little bit, and I'm just not been. I mean, I know it's gotten improvements, but I gave up on drawing with Photoshop quite a long time ago. And yeah, it was frustrating. Um, and I've become so adept at using Procreate that the idea of using Photoshop now seems almost foreign to me, but I think I'll do that just because I think it would be good to practice. I have been using, and I've been paying for it for a bit, but I don't use it as much. So maybe it's an excuse to use what I've been paying for as the um, Astropad. And I think Astropad is the bee's knees. It's my favorite solution to it's my favorite solution to the Wacom tablet, which mine stopped working. and at least was stopped being supported. So I was like, why am I even bothering with this? Because it's just, you know, it's it's just too much. The other thing I find funny is that how many people don't like drawing on the iPad because they say, oh, it's not smooth. It's the smooth screen throws them off, and I'm like, I like that, but you know, not everybody's me. So I think I'm gonna fill this in a little bit. And let's see here. Draw this here. So the idea I was thinking about is like kind of try to do this to create this scene, you know, just use some reference and see what I could get with it. So, and if you're enjoying this, great. If not, that's okay too. Because you can change the channel. All right, let's get that thing here. Oh, that's off. Should I make it wider? I think I should make it wider. Oh. All right. And one of the things that's funny is that I don't usually do drop like this thing here where you kind of drop fill because then it creates those outlines. And I hate doing that. I'll use it sometimes, but I've found lately that it's just not worth it for me. So I just kind of go in and fill it. And let's see if we can kind of fill this here too. Fill this in. Try to give some depth to that. There, that works, at least for me now. There's got to be a shadow there. Um, hmm. Try to smooth out my line a little bit. There. So, just trying to pay attention to see how I can make this better. Oh, of course, the chord, duh. We need the chord to work. And of course, it's going to have to be. Where does the chord go? I can't remember. I think it was at the bottom. Yeah, I want to say it's going to be at the bottom. So we're going to drop that down. I want to put it. Yeah, I'm going to tuck it because that's something that I would have done talking. You would have kind of turned and tucked the chord underneath, and that allowed me to put it over here. No, it was to the side. I almost want to say it was, now that I think about it, memory serves me right. It was to the side somehow. That chord, I could be wrong, but I want to say it was to the side, but I could be wrong on that. So now I like to do 16 by 9 because I'm always thinking about how I could, create a visual interest. Now my thing is that probably could put a car in the background, but then we have to create this whole really dynamic oh, I don't know, thing in the background. So this one I'm probably going to wing a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe I mean, let's see here. I don't want to spend too much time because, like I said, this is going to be a short one. I don't want to spend too much time, but let me see what I can find here. So create new tab and give me a second here to see what I can find. Let's do um just trying to look at some Pontiacs that might be worth. And then of course then I have to deal with the angle, but I think I can find something maybe. I won't spend too much time. Yeah, not too much time. So if I can't figure out something in a second here, then we're gonna just give up the ghost. Oh, that's got damage to it. So Oh, great. You can hear the cops. I do live near a police station and a fire station, so yeah. There we go. I think I got something that would be kind of fun. I've always loved drawing cars, but I've always been kind of a mess when it comes to cars because I was like, I never could seem to feel like I get them the right way. But lately, I've been getting more confidence with it, so we'll see. It's been a bit, so this may or may not work. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It's another beautiful disaster or train wreck, however you want to call it. Um, I'll put that over there. This is an unusual bumper design. I can't say I've ever drawn this card before, so I find it a challenge that I would, and of course, I would choose to do this while I'm painting live or drawing live, whatever you want to call it. Of course, because I laugh in the face of danger. maybe not. There, let's see if that does the trick. And then we're gonna put, well, it seems like an extreme bumper, but man, those cops are just, something bad must have happened. So that's all I'm hearing through the headphones. You'd think they were coming from my house. I'm going to adjust this here. That's a lot of cop cars. All right. I was going to fill that black, but I'm just like, I think I can get it. It's the way I want it. Mm-hmm. All right. This is kind of fun. So, yeah, that ankle is actually, I think, going to pass okay. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll let me get what I want, I think. Mm. Get rid of that line. I hate this thing. It's like, get out of my way. I mean, I really do love Procreate, but sometimes I feel like they put some things in there that just kind of get in the way of what I really want it to do. But I guess that's everybody's preference. Or sometimes I feel like I've gotten used to the old features, and so when they get something new, I'm like, just get out of my way and let me draw. Okay, let's go to erase. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna basically try to create that sense of space here. I hope this fits. I'll step back. That's a nice thing about at least having this. I have the screen and then here. So things are going all right. Now, if I was really smart, I would have drawn the car in the background layer and then masked it out. But I'm not that, I haven't planned that well. So just have to give that up. Okay. That's got to go lower. So we're going to scoop that down just a little bit. Let's get the flap because it's a convertible after all. I don't see any rear side view mirrors on this. We're just going to indicate one because I just feel like it's, without it, it looks weird. And then I'm going to try to put the back part in here. Got to clean up that tire. Trying to get that shadow of the car to match with what is going on here, so we'll see. And I'll see if I can do the same thing here. And then we've got this line here. Across the hood. Yeah, okay, not too bad. I'll probably wake up in the morning and go, what was I thinking? This is awful. Yeah, that happens a lot. So, oh, this camera is awful. Let's see if I can get it to go. I'm still working out that situation on my table here. So just bear in mind with me. And I want to say there's got to be something better than this. Let's see if I can at least get the steering wheel in there to kind of imply it without having to really spell it out. I don't like that. All right, let's see if we can get the back parts here. Okay. Now we got to work on the headlights. And I'm totally like making all of this up because I have a different way I paint headlights. But drawing them in ink, I have no idea what to do. Or at least it definitely feels like I have no idea what to do. So I'm hoping what I'm doing will work. Mm. Or at least it kind of feels that way. So, all right. Probably over rendering this, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And of course, it's not going to. There. Come on. And that's another thing when I'm doing these. I usually stick to my brush that I've kind of perfected. I find that if I switch too much, then it just, at least for this stuff, I don't want to mess around with it too much. All right, let's go ahead and put Okay, close enough. No. Memory. There. I think that was more like it. So yeah. Um, mhm. So, and let's see here. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of giving a tattoo here or an armband. Definitely some bracelets. I don't like the chin there. It's just not working for me. Let's see if I can figure that out. Let's figure it out together. Ew, that's awful. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm doing something I should not be doing, is squinting at my drawing. But there I go. Well, what do you guys think so far? Am I on track with this, or am I just making a hot make-believe mess? Hmm. And of course, this is going to have a shadow. I'll clean it up a little bit here. Maybe I could clean up the buttons a little bit so they don't look so, I don't know, fake. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I could just lighten up the top part. There, that looks a little bit better. Sometimes I stress too much of the details because I really think like, oh, this and that, and really nobody gives a crap. I'm trying to think of like the old 76 gas station signs, but totally making this one up. So, yeah. I'm totally doing this from memory, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. Hmm. Let's try it again. Nope. I feel like if I were to look at it, I'd probably spend too much time. I've only painted one 76 sign. 76 gas station. And that was plein air in California. So, it's not, I don't know. It works for me. That's all it needs. So it works for me. So now we're gonna, I remember it had like an outline. So I'm gonna try to do the outline. It's funny how like memory, I don't know how much I'll get right or how much I'll get wrong on this, but sometimes I feel like, wow, I can't believe I remembered all these details. And then sometimes it's like, oh, could you be such a dummy? Didn't you know? But I think it's good practice to riff on certain things. But I find that when I'm drawing figures, I think because a figure drawing group, it always seems to come a little bit faster when I have reference. But when I'm doing the plein air stuff, I think because I've done so much plein air, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I get it faster. And I could be wrong. That's part of those. There you go. All right. See if I can fix this. I think the eyes are a little bit too animated. Like too big. Try to be a little bit more realistic. Your mouth seems way too big, doesn't it, to you? It does. There. That feels a little bit more. Wow, how did I get this? My standing cushion keeps wanting to slide, and I'm not sure. All right. Well, folks. I almost should have done the hood open and steaming, but is what it is. I don't know if I should do a background on it or not. Part of me wants to. Oops. Come on. Just try to give some. I don't know what to put back there. I notice a lot of comic book artists that I like. They do these thin lines of grime or patina, if you will. I don't know if it adds to it or not. I forgot the artist who really I first started seeing him do it. It was like the late 90s. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. then I found that he was tracing a lot. And I mean, teach their own, but you know, in comic books, you're paying for the art, and when you find out that, yeah, they're just, they were literally tracing, and I was really disappointed. I mean, my respect level just dropped like a rock when I found out that they were. I was like, I thought they were that good. I really did, and I was really shocked. And you know, because, and by no means did I even close to being good. I wasn't, but you know, I was looking for people that I would see their work and go, ah, that's the goal. That's that's the high watermark. When they can do that, if they can do that, then I eventually could get there. And when I would see them, you know, see these artists trace, I'm like, ah, you know, that just for me was not really disappointing to say the least. So, so yeah, this is kind of why I like to do these. I'm gonna put a telephone pole. This is why I like to do these YouTube ones because you know, proof is in the pudding. I may not be the best artist, best painter, but you're going to be able to see me do it live and know that, you know, I can do it. You know, at least I have a little bit of chops. Something. Something. Yeah. So yeah, this was fun actually. I feel, yeah, pretty stoked. Um I don't know. What do you think? Should I try to color it real quick? Maybe. I don't know. Um, I don't know if that's the right line there. No. I'm gonna try to establish the horizon line a little bit there. Yeah. Should put a mountain range in there. Hmm. Okay. I'll erase this part. So this is one of the things that I like about doing these is that you can see here, that's it. I've got it all in one layer, not multiple layers. I find that's kind of leads for me to be a little bit of indecision. All right. I want something on that tank top and I don't know what to put. Um, hmm. Mm-mm-mm. I feel like there should be like, this is almost like 70s kind of, you know, a retro vibe for 70s. And so, what could I put there that, That would be kind of. I'm drawing a blank, folks. I know it needs something. I just don't know what. Hmm. Try to make it look more like a bandana. The nose isn't right, so let's fix that. Hmm. No, lost. Now she's delaying cross-eyed, so yeah. Hmm. Sometimes you have it right the first time, and then you go and mess it up. So yeah, I've messed this up. Maybe. I think this. Sometimes I'll circle it. Let's see. Sometimes I'll circle something and move it. Okay. I don't know if that's right or not, but let's give it a shot. Of course, the eyebrow didn't help. Hmm. I don't know. Sometimes I overthink these things. Okay. I think that's acceptable. Oh, got a digital booger. No, that wasn't a digital booger. I need to trim up on that 76 though. And we'll just try to create a little bit of patina. I don't know if that's really worth all that. This definitely try to. Okie doke. So, we're coming along pretty good. I'll probably have to change the thumbnail for this. But yeah, I'll go ahead and put a little bit of the transformer, right? And then there. I always try to think of little details that I could help tell a story. And then well, that's a weird moon, but I know the moon does go like that. But it's just too much. I wanna there. And then we're gonna delete. Because it's going to be in the distance, it doesn't need a definitive line, so to speak. Where are we at? Oh, we're late. All right, so if you've been sticking around with me this long, I really appreciate it. I really do. And so I'm gonna sign this real quick, and I think what we're gonna do is maybe I'll do, if you guys comment in the section below, should I go back and color it in a live session? Or should I just give up the ghost? I don't know. There you go. So, if you didn't know, this is Doug Sideways. So, people have been asking me about my signature. Well, now you know my dirty little secret. We'll just fix this here. We're going to do a couple little edits. I don't like that. I think it was less is best. Let's try one more time. Nope. Okay. Oh, and of course it has this little trim here. And it has that little trim there. It has that side trim here. I don't know, what do you call it? If it's trim, I thought it was trim like that line, that little piece of metal. Yeah, that goes behind that. Yeah. There. So a little bit of, try to grunge it up a little bit. Probably should go back and screenshot some of these. And am I missing anything? I think this probably could come out a little bit more. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah. Uh-huh. And by no means is this perfect, but I'll have to say for the most part, I'm not too upset about it, considering. Yeah, there we go. Well, I think that's too much. Too much. Part of me wants to put something in there just to kind of give the nose line or something. I can't do it. It's all doo-doo. Yeah. That's about the best I'm going to get. And I'm just going to have to accept that. Yeah. All right, guys. Should I do a quick time-lapse replay for you guys to check it out? Especially for those that come back to the replay. Let's do that. Let's go back and we'll hit video and we'll hit time-lapse replay. And you can see this is while I was waiting. And there we go. This is my process. And I hope you dig it. You know, doesn't look pretty at the beginning, does it? You might argue that it doesn't look pretty at the ending either, but I had fun. There we go. So, lots of refining. There we go. And knocking some things in. I know I wanted to put something on that shirt, but I, for the love of God, can't think of anything right now. There goes the car. This might be a good stage to do for my painting. I like this angle. If I could get this, I think this composition would work. Actually, who knows? Maybe we'll see. My solo show is in August, so I don't have too much time to mess around. So there we go. We got telephone lines. And we work the eyes and put some character in there. Got the moon. Yeah. And I'm done. So here we go. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my live session. If you'd like to check out more of my work, you can go to liquidmethod.com. That's my website, or you could also sign up for my mailing list that I send out every Friday. And I usually feature new painting and talk about my art, my thoughts. So yeah. And of course, I have other videos on here, but I'll just let you go figure that out. So thanks for checking in. And even if it's on the backside, you guys have a great day. Be awesome.